Yeah, we're good, Arthur.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Born good.
Friends, welcome to If This Got a Bit
I'm good. I'm gone.
Jesus Christ, Arthur.
Yeah, we're good. Later.
Thanks for whatever that was. A sub. I didn't really see. It was the day. So
Heavy
we're gonna have a
metal
half episode
madman.
here, friends. But we're back for the first time in what, 2-3 weeks?
2 weeks.
Nothing has really happened in the 2-week time. So we have nothing to talk about, I'm sure, for intros. We're just here to play the game, of course. However, for me, I have had a personal success by finally this motherfucker. Oh, that has been a quest months in the making. Finally secured it.
How much did you pay for it? Was it retail price or did you have to
retail.
do extra?
Motherfucker, I ain't paying more than retail. I ain't giving no bitch $1 more of my money than this thing is worth.
Is that the digital or CD version?
CD version. I don't like digital.
Are you going to play any games on it or just look at it?
I'm going to play Phoenix Immortal Rising at James's suggestion. I got Miles Morales on the way, and
Okay.
of course I'm going to play the upscaled 4K version of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 too.
There you go.
You shouldn't have shown it on stream
Vicarious
because now
Vision's
people know
last
you've got it. Someone's going to start kicking down every door in Delaware until they find you. The PlayStation.
I like how half the games you mentioned you're going to play are basically like previous gen games.
Immortals
No,
Phoenix
Miles
Rising
Morales
just
is-
came out. Miles Morales just got the 4K update.
That's like, but that's
I never played it, so I listen. I'm looking forward to. I think it's called.
And then the other two
Returnal.
games were
Deathloop.
remakes. So. Oh, Deathloop. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Also, play Astro's Playroom just for like the haptic feedback on the controller.
We'll see. I'll think about it.
Apparently, they do some dope shit with that.
I don't remember how to start this show. I feel like I should have more things open. And I don't. I'm a little sick. Several other people here aren't feeling well, so we're doing a half thing. And, wow. James, let's just start with you.
Hello.
Chat open. I'm so fucking bad at this.
Look, at Dave's suggestion, I played through I Expect You to Die on the Oculus, which is a fun little James Bond-inspired escape room game where you're basically trying to do secret agent stuff or escape from elaborate death traps in a comedic way. Had a bit of fun. They're a very short game, though. Like, as far as escape rooms go, I think I finished the entire game in about 40 minutes. But still had a lot of fun with it. And also today I picked up, and haven't actually loaded up yet, Medium, which was like the first Xbox exclusive, but it's like not on PlayStation right now. It's Xbox and Windows PC only. Came out today.
Apparently, it's a little bit buggy right now.
Okay. I don't know. It's still
really?
in the boot of my car right now, so I haven't. Sorry, in the trunk of my car.
You can say boot. Some of us know what that means.
Or opposites, and then
Because Medium does like it's rendering two games at once basically, and you can like
it's a split screen where effectively. So I don't know if you're familiar with what the game concept is, but effectively your character can perceive the astral plane. So when you start perceiving it, it goes to a split screen where you see both your character in the mortal world and in the astral plane. And when you move them, they move at the same time. So barriers in one might affect the character in the other, but then you can choose to astrally project where your physical body stays in one spot, but your astral form can move around and go and activate puzzles to allow your physical form to proceed.
Apparently, that's where like the jankiness lies.
This that game idea has been made by indie developers for almost 10 years. Like think about like Brothers or anything like that, like where you're controlling two people at the same time. It's been done to death, and now AAA developers are just like,
the
fresh new idea.
What I always go back to is Day at the Tentacle, one of the very first LucasArts games, where you've got a character in the past, a character in the present day, and a character in the future, and you can change things ahead of the time you're in based upon doing stuff in the past. So, for example, who was it who sewed the American flag? Who created the American flag again? What was her name?
Betsy Ross.
Betsy Ross, yeah. So at one point, the character in the future needs a disguise. So the character in the past goes to Betsy Ross and swaps her design for the American flag for a design for the disguise. That way, all flags in the future are the disguise, and the character just pulls it down and puts it on. So that's a sort of, I mean, it's a LucasArts game, so it's pretty sort of comedic, but it was a lot of fun to sort of play around with that mechanic of doing stuff in the past to change the present and future. Yeah, but that's pretty. Other than yesterday, I skived off work to go and play 3 games of 40k, which was a lot of fun. But I've not been doing a lot else. I've used this time to clean my ass. Oh, I went away last week, obviously, to the wine country in my state for a holiday. That's why we had no Cyberpunk last week, and that was nice to just hang around and do not a whole lot.
Wine,
go
apparently.
Swimming. I don't drink, so my wife does though. But I went to a hobby store, which was like a 3-hour drive north of Sydney, and spent too much money on models. Not Warhammer models, like actual models, like regular models people would build and put in their home rather than toy soldiers. Okay. That's not for me. Somebody else.
Dave. Oh no, you got something else?
I just want to. Is Glimo, have you got a kettle there or something, or is it just like a dehumidifier or something?
It's a humidifier.
Okay, no worries. Look like I was going to say your water is boiling. Sorry to interrupt.
Dave.
Hi.
Yeah.
So I released a Steam page of my new game just a couple hours ago.
You're a little quiet.
How about now?
Yeah, it's better. You got that late night radio host.
So yeah, I released a Steam page for that, and you can go check that out on Steam right now. It's called Sapphire Safari. It is a Pokemon Snap game, and it plays exactly like Pokemon Snap, except with my new brand of focus. And yeah, I mean, it obviously won't come out for a while, but you can go wishlist it and look at the pretty colors, I guess. I tell you what, doing that whole process of getting a game activated on Steam is like really, really frustrating experience, because if there is a minute change that Steam wants for whatever reason, which they did want some really minute changes on this one, you have to submit it, and then you have to wait 3 days for them to check it once more. So this has been in sort of circulation, trying to get certified by Steam for almost 2 weeks now. So it's been a long time for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I played a little bit of the Echo game with Arthur, and I set myself up for failure because I expected too much from that game, I would say.
You care way too much about fishing.
Can you blame me? Fishing in video games is always the best. And when
Name
it's not,
one
it's
game
like,
with good fishing.
One game. Ark had great fishing in it.
I never played it.
I would say.
All right.
Yeah. As well as that Final Fantasy game with the dudes on the road trip that had
All
good
right,
fishing.
I'll buy that, because then you could do the fish and you go, that's it. I've come up with a new recipe.
Yeah. So but the thing is, it's not about fishing. It's about what fishing then allows you to do in the game. So, you could do fishing and you'd be like, haha, I did fishing. But no, what you need to do the fishing, doing the fishing, and what the fishing then allows you to do. Those are the things you need to get right. If you fuck up any of those steps, the fishing sucks. But, that's just how I feel. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to finish Cyberpunk. I played a little bit of it today. I was doing the river mission. I don't know. They tried too hard in that mission to make me care. Maybe I'm just over the game now or something. But I get to the point where I don't care too much anymore. So I think I just need to finish that. But I want to finish off the river plot line, and I'm on like the last part of that now, apparently. So
can I ask, are you playing male V or female V, Dave?
Female V. Yeah.
Okay, because you get the choice to friend zone River so hard
I don't know. He's got this weird sort of Game Boy neck problem. You know what I mean? Like,
I just don't understand why he's supposed to be like this tough street cop, but he dresses like that shaman guy from the from the Capitol riots. He just walks around. He's like,
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna say the shaman guy from Prey, and I'm like, yeah, he looks like the shaman guy.
I don't know what Prey is. It just
I was going for the shaman guy from Predator 2.
Okay, Willie. I think we all can agree though that he looks like a shaman guy. You just have to pick which shaman guy you want. His sense of style is super odd.
But
like he's a cool dude, but
his character model doesn't match what you'd imagine his personality to be. So
I don't know about any of that. All I know is it looks like he walked into a closet and just took out whatever he could fit his hands into.
You got dressed in the dark, all right?
Yeah, I say that as a man who only wears black.
It feels like he was one of the first characters they made. Because I feel like the rest of the game characters have like a much more interesting aesthetic to them. And then he's just like, I don't know, like homeless guy cop is kind of what I think of him when I see him. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's been a weird couple of weeks to say the least, because I've mostly been focusing on trailer work, and I've been working with Drumurboy here to put together some fat beats for a new trailer, and seems I'm relying more and more on Drumurboy as I release more games. So he does good work. So what can I say? I like paying people for things. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's me, I guess. Yeah.
Drummer, what do you got?
Just been making music for the trailer. I don't know how much I can say about it, but it's like,
it doesn't matter. I mean, like the circles that Arthur's audience is not the circles that looks at games that I make.
Yeah.
I think Glimo would prove you totally wrong on that one.
He's not audience though. He's
Glimo was an audience member before he was a cast member. How dare you?
Yep.
Basically, I thought about.
You can't say that on Twitch, man.
I thought about what would the soundtrack be to the Ghost of a Warlock banging demons to get his power back? Obviously, Demon Souls X Doom. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it's a banging tune so far. So yeah.
Yeah, dude. I dug into my purchases, and I found like a 200-person choir that I bought a while ago that I forgot I bought. So I've been using that. It's been fun. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find the syllables to put together to make any lewd words. I tried so hard. There isn't. I tried between two different libraries, and I still couldn't make any dirty phrases.
No, that's when you pay voice actors to just do it instead. Probably cheaper.
Yeah. Also, I got into Path of Exile.
Oh my god!
How's that?
My first time in. It's good. I'm getting completely destroyed right now, though. I'm not following a build. I'm just playing.
Yeah, no, that's the best way to do it the first time, and then when you hit a wall, because you will inevitably hit a DPS wall.
Yeah, I'm at Act 8
probably
right
around
now,
Act 5.
I'm at Act 8, and I'm getting one shot by like ice things. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, when you hit the DPS wall, it's time to go back to the start. The way that you need to play those games is
it's not a DPS wall. I'm just getting one shot by enemies.
Oh, you're not killing them fast enough.
No, they're freezing me, and I don't have a way to deal with freezing yet, or not a good way to deal with it.
So the way that I ended up playing those games was whenever I hit a wall, I'd make a new character, then use all the items that you found in the first character to power up the second one, right?
Build it better.
Dave explains twinking.
Right? Well, I mean, that game is literally that. Like, there is like that's how you play that game.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna bash my head through it, but like, it's just I need some cold resist stuff.
yeah. When the other thing is when you get to a point when you're because the way that the game works, the way that it's coded, they might have changed it now, but at least how it was a couple of years ago was basically your instance of the server will run mathematics on your DPS like every millisecond. And if you can somehow make so much mathematical equations happen, you can actually break your instance of the server. And I've had that happen a couple of times because of just how quickly you're mowing through like legions of enemies in that game. Because you can get to the point where it's like you're literally freezing the server because you're just killing things way too quickly.
Yeah. Well, the league
now,
right now,
the way that I play it is I just play it for speed. Like I just try and make it my guy as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the league is really good though because
what's the mechanic they got this time? I haven't been.
It's called Ritual League. And basically you find these nodes that you kill all the things in the circle to activate the node. Then you click on the node and all the things you killed come back to life more powerful, and then you kill them. So you start building up something called tribute. And then once you do all the nodes, you can do it individually, but once you do all the nodes, all the rewards are unlocked and you can spend that tribute on the rewards you want, or you can defer the rewards till later. So I got a tabula rasa.
Risk. What is it?
It's not. It's not even really risk. It's just like you have to do well enough. If you die during the thing, obviously you don't get all the tribute that you need. So it's a super easy way to get like the upgrade and crafting currencies.
So is it like the node is on a map, on a single map, or is it like across like a giant map?
There's 3 nodes per map, and your defers last for I think 5 or 6 extra nodes, and you can defer them again to make it cheaper next time. So like your deferral cost goes towards the full cost of that item. So you can defer, like I found a tabula rasa early on and I deferred it until I picked it up.
Motherfucker, you found a tabula rasa early on?
Yeah.
How did you find a tabula rasa early on?
With the league mechanic.
Oh, okay. So they just gave you a tabula rasa? Oh,
it was one of, like they give you a screen of items and you can choose which one, like you can buy them outright or you can defer a bunch of them till later if you can't afford them.
Motherfucker, you know how long I grinded for a tabula rasa?
I got a tabby in Act 4 and I bought it in Act 6 or Act 5.
Yeah.
So now my blazing salvo is dope. And I got a Vol Detonate Dead, which is a 20k DPS like every second.
So for anyone who doesn't know, tabula rasa, the way that Path of Exile works is that you can have a skill and then you can augment that skill by connecting like gemstone sockets to it. And a tabula rasa is basically like a 6 socketed linked chess piece in the game. That is like the perfect way to start building an entirely new build. And essentially, if you want to start dicking around with game mechanics really early on in a game, you have to grind like super duper hard to get one of these things. And little old Drumurboy here just casually drops in that he got one early. So
yeah, man. That's the league mechanic makes it pretty easy to get like to tailor your gear to the character that you want to play. Like before I got a tabby, I had a chest that was in innate level 15 or like level 5 proliferate gem on every gem in there. So like I had blazing salvo and like 3 support gems plus an innate proliferate just because the chest has that, which increases everything in that chest. So it was dope. It's pretty good. If you have the time, it's worth playing through a little bit. But yeah,
I get too caught up in like the numbers game in that game. Like I had to stop playing because it would be like, okay, I just need to start like keep watching like the stock market of the items to try and find what I need.
Oh, I haven't even tried to do the trade stuff.
Yeah, don't. Because you'll get caught up in it. And it doesn't, here's the thing, it doesn't fucking matter because in like a month's time it gets wiped. So
Yeah.
it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, like with this mechanic in solo self-found, I've already got like 40 chaos
Yeah.
just because they drop from monsters and they end up in the tribute pile so often that I can just pick them up. I don't have an exalt yet. I have like 5 regal orbs, a couple blessed, and a bunch of chaos. But yeah, other than that, just making tunes for Henley, finishing off some tunes. The tunes are done. I'm just like naming an instrumental album is the worst. Like naming a new artist, like acronym for me and my friend to go under, naming the album and all the pieces in it when they're all instrumental, it sucks. It's the worst part. And then playing Genshin. The 1.3 update is coming out.
Do they have that any new greatsword users in that game yet?
Yeah.
Do they have any like I don't know, they had a lightning, they had a fire. Do they have a geo or a water one yet?
Geo was Guts Mage or Guts Made.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true.
They have an
a water
ice
one yet? Oh, they have an ice one.
Yeah, you can actually, if you're in now, like the next patch, they're giving everyone a free 4-star, and one of the greatsword wielding ice characters is in the 6-player pool, so you can just like pick up one for free, which I'm gonna do because I only have one cryo character, and that's my bottleneck for Abyss right now, because there's electro characters in there that I need ice to deal with their shields, and I only have one ice character, so.
Yeah, I don't have any ice characters. That's what I was looking for. I haven't played in a while.
You
though,
should.
So.
You have Kaya, so you should have one, but that's the only one I have. Yeah, they're awful. Anyway, yeah, I've been rolling my fucking ass off to try and get the ice character from this banner, 5-star ice character, but no luck. So, as it goes with free-to-play gacha games. That's me, I think.
Okay, Glimo.
What's been happening? I did my episode of Solaris Nights. So for those of you waiting for it to come out, it is meme worthy apparently.
We've kept the meme going all week long.
Yes. Other than that, one of my new clients sent me a laptop this week that they want me to use for all the stuff that I do for them. So I've been trying to reorganize my workspace here and get it connected to external monitors and keyboards so that I can like do real work on it and not on a tiny screen, because I'm doing a million spreadsheets for them and just can't, plus video conferencing, and I need more screen real estate.
You're using a dock? What are you using?
Yeah, I bought a C dock for it.
What do you mean C dock? Like a USB
dock.
powered? Can you link me that? Because there's a good chance that eventually I might just retire all of my desktops and just run off my one laptop.
Yeah. My personal business rig, I've got a ThinkPad that I've got a Thunderbolt 3 dock for. But yeah, these guys just sent me a Chromebook, so I
Chromebook.
Yeah. So I couldn't run my usual dock with it. So yeah, I'll send you the link. Yeah, that's about it. Let's get cybered.
I have one more thing to say. Henley briefly touched on either. We now have a community eco server. So I've never really done a community game before, and I'm liking it. Put in a ton of effort. We have 30 days now, down to like 24 to
did you finally finish that house?
No, I haven't even started on the house.
Really?
Yeah.
You were the house that you're working on when I bumped in?
No. Instead,
Seriously, Drummer, don't accuse Arthur of being lazy, mate. This game is his new job.
I've been playing like 6 to 8 hours a day, and we went.
No, but like when you were playing with Cotton and them, I was lurking, and like you were building this gigantic 18-room mansion for
Correct.
your starter house.
No, I still have not begun work on it yet. I laid in the
Jesus.
floor. That's it. Instead, I put all of my effort into creating a massive sawmill and industrial area where I had to set up essentially programming directives for when people dump stuff, it gets processed into increasingly higher tier of stuff, and then it gets output, and then I have to drive over and pick it up and dump it somewhere else. But we did go from hand axes to now we have steel production in 7 days. So I feel fairly confident that we will defeat the giant meteor that will kill all of us and destroy the environment. The real question is, are we going to super pollute the environment before the laser comes? Which is very possible. Because I'm out here begging people to plant trees. I'm like, listen, guys, we've hit the point where we're generating pollution. Please plant trees. And they're like, I'll get to it later. And I'm looking at the pollution bar, and I'm like, it's not going to be a later. We have 0.52 kilometers cubed of a planet to work with. The whole planet needs to be covered in trees to counteract the pollution I'm making.
I love that part of Echo so much. The fact that it's like a tiny little fucking orb, and it's like, yeah, you could walk around that in an hour, but
I remember when we literally couldn't get to the other side of the world, where a second group set up a colony, and now we've got bridges everywhere and steam trucks to get between them. We made incredible progress for 1 week, and I'm fucking tired of shit. But if you want to join us, and you're cool, if you be cool, you can sign up on Discord by just going to Eco Server.
All you have to do is not pollute.
Plant some trees.
Please,
sign the Paris Accord, then you can join the server.
What do people in Paris care about eco?
Oh, please don't. I represent the citizens of Pueblo, not Paris.
Jesus.
Oh, people are so dumb. Wow, we actually did manage to dodge talking about the elephant in the room. So
I have no idea what the elephant is.
Everything that's been happening in America since 2 weeks ago. I mean,
okay, because half of us don't live in America. So,
yes, but both Americans immediately knew that it was Bessie Ross that sewed the American flag, which makes me feel good about Glimo's chances in a post-American. He knows American trivia just like me. We know
he would turn cannibal pretty quickly in the post.
Wow.
Like, let's be real here.
This guy,
is he a Rust player? Come on now.
This got a ripped Glimo holding someone up against the wall with a Bowie knife. Be like, "Who sewed the flag?"
Where does America sit in the continent list on the planet? Point to it on a map or you die.
I like the pro plays videos on YouTube where you get people that actually do a job playing computer games where that's the job in the game. And they had one recently where they had a professional survivalist playing The Long Dark, which is a survival game in the Canadian wilderness. And when she's talking about the prospect of cannibalism. And she certainly goes, "Oh yeah, if I was stuck out there and there was only dead bodies, I'd totally eat that ass. I mean, I'd actually start on the ass. That's where all the good fat is." So
eat the booty like groceries, man. Come on.
Speaking of The Long Dark, this is just a weird aside. Last year we had a polar vortex visit us for a while. We have the same thing this year, but it's a little bit
cannibalism. Oh, okay.
No. Okay, I live in a 100-year-old house, like it's a very old house. So like it's been so cold for the past 4 days that like my windows and door frames are now letting cold air in because shrinkage has happened and now they're not airtight anymore. So now I have to keep the heat on super cranked because otherwise the minus 32 degree wind will just come rip roaring through my living room.
Well, look, I have to apologize to you guys as well because I had a blackout this week. After all my talk about how we never get blackouts, I had a blackout this week for about 5 seconds.
Murphy's Law, man.
Because apparently everyone had their aircon going during 100+ degree heat, and a local power station caught fire, and they had to reroute power somewhere else. So there was a 5-second brownout in my suburb.
Listen, guys, if you ever want to become a professional electronic air conditioner repairman, Australia is the fucking country for that. That's it. That's all I want to say. Anyway.
Oh yeah, my power was out for 14.5 hours.
The internet was out for a while yesterday.
Were you burning your own feces at that point, Drumurboy? Like, what's going on?
Had you turned to cannibalism by that point? Is it...
No, I live alone, so I still have all my digits and all my appendages.
Well, this one's frozen off.
Cannibalism, now that's hardcore.
I mean,
autophagia, I believe is the word for it, Glimo.
I mean, it went off at 10:40 p.m. and didn't get repaired until like 12:45, 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. the next day. So I just stayed in bed because there's no heat.
Yeah.
So I just stayed the fucking bed.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's right. You dropped in the middle of the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just went to bed early and stayed in bed until the afternoon, which was great.
Okay.
161 kilometer an hour winds, actually. They said 110. The municipal airport said 161 was the top.
Well, that's exactly 100 knots. So they must be reading it in knots, and that's why it was converted to 161.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's also an airport, so I'm assuming they use knots rather than.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I can get you an archery duel on skyscrapers. Isn't that what we're doing today?
Yeah, so you're a couple of days out from that.
We're in Paraguay or something like that today.
The Philippines.
Aren't we doing that after the duel?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was keen to not fly overseas while awaiting an archery duel, but
Paraguay and the Philippines aren't even on the same either hemisphere, north, south, east, west wise, I believe.
Motherfucker, I can barely remember what the fucking main story of this game is sometimes, so don't worry about it.
that's why
Wow,
we've got
really? I
notes.
feel like it's really straightforward. You work for Dante Fierro, and
Who?
every time Glimo does something, it causes a chain of events.
Glimo's the
He's the literally exists meme.
Glimo is the Star Wars droid of this campaign. 'Cause Star Wars doesn't happen unless droids do something.
Oh wow! Don't bring that fucking dark shade onto my world, there, Drumurboy. I don't need that.
I mean,
Wow.
prove me wrong.
Wow. Glimo, what is this thing that you've sent on Discord?
It's the thing for Henley.
Oh, you sent it on
A
Discord.
4K device switcher? I don't understand what this thing does.
I've got there's a USB-C dock and a USB KVM switch.
Motherfucker, I got that exact
without the M.
switch. I just need the dock.
Yeah, previously on this show, things happened. Where do you guys want to pick up from? Because I know we ended in a weird spot because Drumurboy dropped due to wins. You have, I think it's 2 days before your destined archery duel. And of course, you have a job to go to the Philippines for Wolfgang.
So
I
before
mean, we could use those 2 days to sort out stuff before going as well, like working out
How
fake
you're going
IDs
to get there.
necessary.
They
Yeah.
don't exactly let you check assault rifles on commercial air flight.
So I will make an appointment to see Maleko.
Calling in favors from Dad, huh?
Yep.
Okay, make a street deal check.
I need street deal.
Does he get a bonus because it's daddy?
No, but it's only a 15. Just a question of how busy he is and how well he blows this roll out of the water.
$23.
All right, he agrees to see you as soon as you're ready, immediately if you need it.
Okay.
So, Pascal, if you can't source local hardware, could you maybe source somebody that I can send hardware to receive it for us to pick up when we get there?
I'm going to see what the options are. Either we can send our gear in, or perhaps Maleko has an underground way to get us there.
What's the flight risk on a guy with 2 very powerful legs?
Also-
And maybe a man with a robot arm with a chainsaw in it,
I mean,
a laser beam, and a missile launcher.
I've got a I've got some leverage with Primo if we need to find like private access, possibly. We did save his pilot's life, and I told him that.
Yeah, but it's one thing to do like domestic flights. It's another to do an international one.
No, like Primo is loaded. He's got to have private planes or contacts.
Maybe let's get Pascal work his family connections first anyway, and see what happens from that.
Okay. Yeah. When you arrive, your adopted father is laying out a breakfast of bedrolls and Filipino corned beef and dried salted milkfish. He's got the towel over one shoulder, the cook's apron. He doesn't have the mushroom hat, but you can see it's nearby. When he snaps his fingers, everybody else leaves. It's pretty clear that everybody here is a gangster. On your way in, things have changed in this part of town. Previously, you had to get an escort in. The streets were blocked off. Things are much more open now. Your father seems to have control over not 4 blocks, but more like 40 blocks. Picking up the after dregs of the drug dealers seems to have severely boosted his reach. You're seeing a lot of new faces who you don't recognize.
Father, you seem to be doing well.
He lays a dish in front of you and says, "Eat. Eat." In what is very clearly a authentic Filipino mafia accent that I don't know what it sounds like, but anyone who is will probably be able to,
Perfect accent, Arthur. Perfect.
Thank you. Look, man, I don't watch Filipino gangster movies. I'm sorry.
Imagine the most badass Filipino gangster voice.
Look, I'm trying not to kill you and James by doing my Australian or even my British. What, mate? You think you fucking with me? You call that a biscuit? That's just some chalky bitch.
I heard the best way to do an Australian accent.
Perfect. That was like my parents, Arthur, my British-born parents. It's like, that's all I could hear was just my mother and father speaking that way.
Arthur, here's the best way to do an Australian accent, okay? The word like, drop the I in like for oi.
Okay. Instead, I will just sing Jolly Swagman and try to match that guy's accent.
Also,
try to say and then drop the I.
The song is called
oi.
Waltzing Matilda, by the way.
Yeah, Waltzing Matilda. Yeah, I know.
also replace no with
Matilda laying on the grass with a dagger after us.
That is not Waltzing Matilda, but okay.
Waltzing Matilda. Who
put that on TikTok. You'll blow up.
New house-based techno trop.
Yeah.
Community organized.
Also, the Weller Man isn't a sea shanty.
I don't know about that. I think the Longest Johns would have something to say about that, but
it's not. It's folk.
Very well.
Sea shanties are work songs.
I mean, you could definitely work to it. Not every song can be Barrett's Privateers, okay?
Well, there's no call and response in the Wellerman.
Ah, I see. So, anyway, away from the talk of sea shanties, we find ourselves back in a nicer restaurant than before. There are tablecloths over the tables that aren't at, like anywhere that's not a bar. Someone has cleaned in here recently. Your father is just encouraging you to eat of this incredibly high carbohydrate food. And you can see he's got fried rice with fried egg sitting nearby to push on you.
Perfect. Pascal tucks in.
You don't eat good enough. I know that you think you can get by on kibble. A man cannot survive on just kibble, my son. You have to enjoy life and take everything that you can from its succulent desires.
He clearly does not know the elevator man at...
Thank you. You're right. I don't eat nearly this well often enough.
You have, through your actions, expanded the family. and our business. People are very appreciative. Now, children can play in the streets again. We keep them safe from the police and the cyber psychos. The drug trade is under control. Much of this can be credited to you, my son. You who are first among my adopted children. You have done more for this family than anyone besides me. So what has brought you to my humble establishment this day?
My team has a job to do in the old country.
Do you know what part of the old country?
Did they tell me Manila, or am I just making that up?
Well, Manila's going to be the airport you're almost certainly going to fly into, right? Like, you don't fly international to just anywhere. But yeah, Manila is where they said to drop.
Okay. Manila.
Things have changed. When was the last time you were home?
I don't think Pascal ever had been. I think he met Maleko here
Okay.
and got involved in the...
So when you give him a
look,
he says, you haven't made it there. This is good. It is a good time. You won't know the changes. The children now, they all use the new script. Can't read it. It's garbage. They think that they're being cute.
They use J's instead of H's. Ja, 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 ja.
No, I think it's called Banyan script, but
Yeah.
don't quote me on that. So they're using like a different dialect of the language in order to tag stuff, you know, trendy social media stuff. He says, "It is a place of great changing and times, opportunity. It would be good for you, who is now my clear successor, to go back and pay respect to the boss of bosses. An easy task. Bring a gift. A gift of value."
Is there anything in particular he's fond of?
He's a man of many and varied tastes.
Technology?
Are you not
weapons,
a fixer?
Drug? I am. I just want to...
You should
make
impress
sure
this
that-
man with your knowledge of what you can find out about him. If you are to one day replace me, you must have strong ties back to the country. This could be your first step towards something greater. More than a fixer. A father.
Thank you for the advice. I was hoping you might be able to assist me. We're going to need to bring some heavy hardware in to get this job done, and I'm not really sure the best way to get that in country.
I don't know that I can get you guns into the country, but I can tell you where you can acquire them when you are there.
Okay. Some of my team has military-grade cyber implants. Is that going to be a problem?
Yes, you will be noted and tracked from the airport.
Are there officials on your payroll that we can bribe to look the other way?
I think he like grabs a juicy tomato and just like takes a bite out of it, and some of it dribbles down his chin. And he says, "Of course, it's already taken care of. I will tell you who to speak to, which line you'll want to stand in, the correct signs to make. It's going to cost.
We can pay.
It's not a bribe, it's a gift. As a guest arriving in the country, you understand.
Of course.
Because they're our friends.
And friends take care of each other.
He puts a hand on the back of your head and pulls himself close and says, "You're not going to cause trouble there. Things that are going to roll back on me, right?"
Absolutely not.
Good, good.
do our job and we get out.
Now, if you get in trouble, your family, you can call on the people there. They will help you.
Excellent. What things can we get away with bringing, and what things do I definitely need to leave at home?
He's like, your guns will not be welcome there. Okay. Knives, maybe you get through the airport. If you have lasers, missile launchers, things inside your body that are not well hidden, it is better for that team member to stay home or arrange alternative transport. This is just... I wish I could be more helpful here, but I am not powerful enough to control shipping into and out of that region yet. We are still expanding. I hope soon that perhaps we can buy a freighter. Trade directly back with the homeland would be very powerful. I would rise to a greater status. I must apologize, but our family, while large, is very small. These were blocks. Now it is a community. Perhaps one day soon, the city will be ours.
I understand, and I will endeavor to bring renown to the family while I am there.
Good, good. Here. And he starts, like, making Tupperware full of, like, garlic rice. Take it with you. Take it home. You don't eat good. You should eat better.
Thank you. And if there's anyone that you...
Cyberware, Tupperware look?
And
it's not cyberware, it's just regular Tupperware.
If there's anyone that you want me to give a message to while I'm there or look in on...
Just pay your respects to the head. Don't cause trouble.
Thank you, Father.
Go. And you should stop by more often.
I shall.
All right, so as you're leaving, he goes and opens the meat locker, and there's a guy hanging upside down with a hook through both of his ankles. And he grabs a butcher's knife nearby and starts shh. And he says, "You disrespected me, and this is how it has to be." As you close the door to the restaurant, he gets back to what he was doing.
Okay. I meet up with the rest of the gang and say, look, I talked with Maleko. He can get us through customs with non-weaponized cyberware, but you won't be able to bring your new missile launcher arm, Coltan. He also says that we won't be able to bring any firearms through customs if we fly commercial.
Can you help us acquire things there?
He can help us acquire things once we're there. I expect it will not be of the same caliber that we're bringing, and most likely won't be chipped in either.
So,
hold on. If you've got
I could ask
another way
Primo.
to get us over there on a private flight so that we can bring our own gear, that would be great.
Or
Arthur, what does the mission parameters say? Did we get any in that information yet?
Just
or is
that
it
you should arrive soon.
Okay.
if your dad can get us over there, I can ask Primo if he has a way to get us specialty packaging so that we can just pick up our gear when we get there. Might be an easier ask than getting all four of us there.
So my dad can't get he's just going to have us fly commercial and can on the other end can make sure that we don't get hassled when we go through customs, but his influence isn't enough to get to smuggle weapons through.
Aren't Arasaka sending us over?
No.
Themselves?
You are supposed to do this mission as contractors in a way that won't lead back to them. That's why they want you.
Okay.
They want us completely off books.
Yep. If and when this fails, they definitely 100% want to not be associated with it.
Okay, well, how about this, Arthur? Since this is me coming back into the fold, is there any sort of like spy work, safe house sort of nonsense that I can call upon here in order to do these sorts of jobs?
How long have you been out in the cold?
That is a good question. I will check because it's probably around the same time that I got married. So let me find that for you. Let's take a look at my history. All right, so let's see. Okay, so I'm 24 now. So I got married on the last one, which is 23. So about a year and a bit now.
Okay. You probably know some people.
Okay. Well, so I say to the group, it's like, before you guys make any sort of promises, which you tend to do, first let me call up some of my contacts that I have that do this sort of work on the regular. Perhaps I can get a dead drop for us of some gear that we can use while we're on site.
In the meantime, I'd like to ask Dante something, if he's around.
Okay. Let's do Henley's thing first.
Sure.
You're gonna declare a new contact, Henley, for this episode?
Sure, yeah.
Tell me about
Why
him.
not? Let's do that.
Your camera is going insane, bro.
The Cyberpunk name generator. Okay. Oh my god, that's the cheesiest fucking name generator. The first name that came up was Link Buffer. I'm like, no.
Sounds like Lance Hardwood.
My name's Oos BC.
Sex architect.
Max
Mosby.
Power.
Ted
My name's
Mosby.
Cat 6. That'd be a good.
Oh,
Edge
Cat
runner name,
6 is a good net runner name. It's the son of Cat 5.
You already know what his avatar is.
I don't know. You could go a lot of different ways with that. You know, it could be a literal cat. It could be the clip head. Could be a cable.
Could be a cat made of cables.
All right, so here's what I do. I call a number, and this guy goes by the operator handle Canvas.
Canvas. Okay. I'm writing down operator handle. I'm dying on the inside as I do that.
Oh, this is the spy game, homie.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
sorry.
ham it up.
I forgot. Our guys are operators. Their guys are agents.
My name's Canvas.
Spies.
This is my country, my house, Firebase.
White House Firebase. Oh my
And this
God.
is my boss. He's a big boss.
What is he, a diamond dog? Jesus. Okay. Wolfgang, tell me about Canvas.
Well, I don't know a lot about Canvas.
Okay.
outside of
Careful on the
fact that,
chandelier. It's C sharp.
I I don't know. That's the whole thing, right? You know, you don't know a lot about these operators that you work with, but
All right, you get a computer synthesized voice that says, "Canvas, go." Completely neutral.
yeah. So can I? Sorry, where are we heading again? My brain
Philippines.
is a little Philippines, but the exact space.
The Manila International Airport.
Okay. Canvas, we need a dead drop of assorted lethal gear at the. Sorry, say it again.
Manila International Airport. It's the
At
Ninoy
the Manila
Aquino.
International Airport. And we need a selection of rifles, handguns, and preferably silenced options if possible.
Authenticating. You have these weapons already?
I turned to the group and was like, do you want to use your own gear and preferably leave it in the country when we leave? Or do you want to buy new gear and give it to this man? You're muted, James.
I have a bag of spare firearms I've collected from people in the past that we could potentially use, and then I don't mind if they're disposed of if necessary. Unless they want us to acquire things in country, I don't mind. Whatever's going to be the easiest situation. But I don't.
This will
mind
probably be
taking
the easiest.
Okay.
Mostly because we'll know the quality before we do it. So I turn back and say, yes, we have the gear.
If that's the case, I'm not bringing my new toy though. Bring my doctor armor.
When do
Bring
you
any
need
of
it?
my personal weapons.
So including travel time, when would we be arriving in?
The duel takes place on the morning of the 14th at midnight, 12:01 a.m.
Okay.
And it's the
So-
13th now.
And what's the travel
Yes.
time? Like 2-3 days? You'd say?
By flight, 1 day.
Yeah. 1 day.
It's
Okay.
just geographically the same as flying to Australia, more or less. A little farther.
So like 15, 16 hours.
If you're on the
Okay.
east coast of America, you might actually be better off going through Africa.
Okay, so we need it before the 16th then. Oh no,
Understood.
wait, we're gonna leave on the 15th?
Yes.
So yeah, would need it. Yeah, late 16th. Yeah. I guess.
Okay. The voice says an address will be provided in the next 30 minutes. Leave the weapons and equipment there. We'll get it in country.
Okay. Thank you, Canvas.
There's like a hissing noise, and then the line clicks off.
Well, that was easy, gents. Just don't pack anything you're too attached to, I suppose.
Everybody
So it
shows
looks
up
like
with their
in-
backup guns. There's no skins on them.
Looks like in
Bugs,
modern
yeah.
terms, you can fly from New York directly to Manila. Otherwise, from most other places, you're transiting through the Seoul or Tokyo.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you guys are just south of New York, an hour or two, so it makes sense.
Yeah, so it's 16 and a half hours if
you
it's
fly.
direct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But you
I
do cross
will,
the date line, so you lose a day in the process.
Yeah.
You know, I was just thinking about her on the World in 80 Days and Passport leaving the fucking gaslight on. And not setting his watch at any point.
So what's the risk? Like, why are we leaving stuff there? Is it risky getting it out or getting attached to us?
I think it's more a
No.
case of we may not have the choice. So it needs to be stuff that we don't get stressed about leaving behind if we have to abandon it.
Okay.
Like you
It's-
can't
it's
take
also-
your guns
yeah.
through the airport, right? Like there's,
We have plenty of ways of getting back, but a lot of them won't have options for bringing back counterfeit goods.
yeah, like
So-
nomads are pretty much the way edge runners get between cities. So unless you were willing to fly with or sail with some nomads, you're probably gonna have to go commercial or something.
Because the thing I was going to ask Dante about was his 90% black tech.
Okay, all right. So you find Dante in his office. He waves you in and he says, Dr. Bones, what can I do for you?
Yeah, Dante. Wondering if that 90% stealth tech is portable enough or readily available enough.
It is not readily available. We have spent years perfecting that particular piece of technology.
Understood.
It is extremely expensive. I had to conquer an entire country in South America to get the rare materials to make it.
Makes sense. Well, just wondering because
Let's not even talk about the germanium that goes into it. Ridiculous. Unbelievable.
oh, that's we infiltrated a germanium mine. My platoon did. Used it for a new route. Ours was burned, but
Well,
anyway.
a lot of things happened in South America. People would rather pretend didn't.
Hey, you know, what's his name? Alphonse.
Yes.
He doesn't remember anything about his life before, and he seems happy about it.
I receive regular briefings. He does have an office quite close to mine.
I'm just thinking that that's a pretty powerful therapy option if it can be less humanly invasive, if you know what I mean.
I suppose that's true. In a way, you could call it a sort of tabula rasa, but in the end, we are our memories, are we not?
Some
he
people
is
will pay
no
a lot of...
longer the man Alphonse Gore who was forcefully kidnapped, and he may still be a teacher, but he is not the same man he once was.
I'm just saying people would pay a lot of money for a reset like that. Some people don't
Perhaps, but this reset came about at the behest of highly illegal and very unethical cyberware surgeries, abductions, kidnappings, and deprogramming. I am no saint, of course. He turns and he looks at the balcony railing that has like a warning tape for where he pushes people off of it, and he says, "But I am deeply concerned about the invasion of the human mind. I've seen a netrunner hack another netrunner before, and what came out afterwards was not pretty."
True, but as a physician, many marvels of modern medicine were made by unethical means and justified as helpful later down the line.
What you say is true, but troubling.
And those people made a fucking killing, if I can say so.
Well, it's not like I'm in the insulin game or anything, but I do make a few killings myself. And he turns to look at the picture of him and Brent and all the other members of Montesana Georgia Corporation.
You said yourself the 90% stealth tech cost a fortune. Maybe it just costs another therapy option, you know? I'll get out of your hair.
You present an interesting dilemma, Doctor. I had not thought that there were as many who were as ruthless as I was. What you talk about is destroying a person at their most basic level. For money. Certainly, it could make them happier, but it will unmake them. I will think about this.
I mean, there are a certain high class of men who pay tall women to step on their genitals. I mean...
Yes, I've met several of them. One of them worked for me.
People are crazy, sir.
Would you be interested in heading up this project officially if it happened?
If I exist in a few weeks, I'll give you my answer.
The move from contractor to director will be a well, we'll talk.
Sounds like he's got himself a scapegoat.
Okay, you leave your meeting with Dante.
Yeah.
All
Because
of you,
that stealth tech could be really helpful if we need to get something out of Manila, but
yes, it's not likely you're going to get your hands on it.
yeah.
Right, because if you get caught with it, everybody's going to be like, well, time to reverse engineer this.
Yeah. And then they find out how expensive it is. They're like, oh, fuck, we need a therapy option.
Oh, that's not... that doesn't work for Arasaka. They just go, oh, that much? Let me just check my pocket.
Yeah.
Here, let me give you some of the sprinkling dust I have in there. That's enough, right?
What could it cost? $10?
So, what are all of you putting in the gun dump?
So, does anyone have anything they particularly want? I've mainly got some assault rifles and some pistols.
Is this in Marcus Bishop unsecured bag, duffel bag?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yes, it's no thrice locked chest, I'm afraid.
Yeah, the thrice unlocked duffel bag of Marcus the Bishop.
Yeah, no,
so Wolfgang will request just a rifle.
okay.
And likely some sort of like, if we can, buy like a couple of throwaway silencers.
Are we requesting or are we delivering something to be taken there and not back?
It's our own stuff. We have to supply the gear. Yeah.
All right, I'll ask Pascal if he's bringing the injector gun thing and if I should make up some doses.
I am not, because then I can't bring it back.
Yeah.
Everything that's going is a one-way trip, so...
Yeah, I was just wondering if I should
just...
make doses, because doses will not get through airport.
So is anyone other than Bishop and Wolfgang a rifle user?
Yep. I've got
You
a
are as
Finral.
well? Okay, because
I've got a
I've only
Finral,
got...
but I can, it's not chipped or anything. It's just a regular, so I can like, I can just have it go there and then buy a new one when I come back.
Because I've only got 2 rifles, that's all. I've got 2 AKR-20s that I can spare. Other than that, I've got a couple of Armalite 44 handguns and a stack of Sternmeyer Type 35 medium handguns.
Yeah,
I was just going to pick up a Colt AMT 2000. They're readily available, so I was just going to buy one.
And they're very reliable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just check in my Finral and buy one.
Is it possible to buy a off-the-shelf gun chipped on this short notice?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll pony up to get it.
Probably chipped. The guy behind the desk who's 16 years old with greasy black hair and a stained, what is Colt? Oh no, Colt is still owned by Colt. So he's wearing like a Colt t-shirt. He's just like, okay, sir, why don't you come over here? We'll show you the premium selection for discerning customers like yourself. Here's the smart gun linked. And maybe you'd like to get the one with the American flag painted on the side of it.
Just plain black for me, thank you.
Okay, that's a popular option as well.
Does it come in black?
Yeah.
And I get 5 clips of regular ammo and 5 clips of AP.
Oh, AP might be helpful. Can the Finral handle AP rounds?
Any gun can.
Any gun can.
Okay, great. I didn't know, so I'll just buy some of that then. Because I didn't know if there were like guns that could handle AP and guns that couldn't.
Arthur, from my 23 street deal from earlier, can I get some information about the big boss that I've got to see, or do I need to make another roll?
Yeah, I think it's going to be another roll specific to finding out more about this guy, because you were just, can I arrange a meeting with my father?
Okay.
On short notice and get his approval. Let's set the difficulty here to 20.
All right, I'm going to put 2 luck into it. the wrong way on the slider there. All right. No, not 20 luck. 26.
Okay. Pretty good. So this guy's name is Ferdinand Remo Biro Cabrera.
If you could put that in one of the chats,
Yep.
that would be great.
Yep. There's
Thank
not
you.
really a name for the organization, right? Everybody calls it the family or the mafia. It's not like the Sicilian mafia where it's got like 4 different names. When you refer to it, you just call it the family. This guy has risen to prominence by snitching on all of his rivals. He's basically kind of like a shadow minister of the government in this way. like a secret police law enforcement position at this point. He runs everything, and as I previously mentioned, the Filipino mafia in this timeline has 0 code. They have nothing against drugs, killings, abductions, kidnappings. There's nothing they won't do. There's nothing that's off limits, and it's not actually that bound by blood. Just by the idea that you are family. Blood is thicker than water in the original sense of the phrase. Look it up. It means the opposite of what you think it means. And he has encouraged every step of that. He is a true total psychopath. And he lives in a series of mansions across the world, but mostly primarily throughout his home country. Estates with guarded defenses, private security that are not gang members. And I wouldn't say he's paranoid, but security-minded. And anyone who has any chance at rising up against him, he crushes them instantly. So back in the home country, it's more like a lot of small gangs all vying for his attention rather than large factions.
Okay.
Is there anything more you want to know? Because with the 26, you know a lot.
What would be an appropriate gift to show my...
He has spent years seeking a white tiger. They're so exclusive and rare. It is incredibly difficult, even for a man with his level of pull, to get his hands on one.
We get in line.
Yeah, okay, so...
Other than that, he's aficionado of classic European operas. And
He had a white tiger, but it got stolen.
He is a big European, especially sort of Germanic theater operas. Huge fan of it, speaks the language. Definitely also likes Greek stuff. Anything that's really a sort of murderous tragedy where everybody dies in the end. Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet.
Rogue One.
Wow. But wait, Rogue One isn't a tragedy.
Everyone dies.
But it's not a tragedy. They win.
Oh, by that
Sure.
definition, Final Destination.
I would
any
not-
of the slash effects. with
I would not
Jason.
call Final Destination fine European art, okay?
Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in
Cabin
the
in the
Woods?
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods isn't even a horror movie. It's a comedy.
Black Sheep.
I
That's
haven't
a good
seen
one.
that. Take this seriously, guys.
American Werewolf in London.
The Life of Brian.
Oh, that's a good one there.
No, Britain's not part of Europe anymore.
Shit.
Black Hannah.
If you talk to the British people, I guess it never really has been.
Okay,
James, I can't read your face. I don't know.
You guys should be serious. I'm being serious.
Yeah, I appreciate
Okay, can I find a holographic recording of like Tristan and Isolde?
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Classic. I honestly wasn't expecting to hear something like that. Yeah, let me look at the gear list to see what that.
I mean, what do you think I was going to say? The magic flute?
Listen, I don't know, Glimo. I didn't think you were going to go for something classy like that.
How big is your hard drive? Can you handle all 4 sections of the ring cycle?
You send him the complete works of who's the guy who did Wheel of Time? Robert Jordan.
Yep.
That was
narrated by who?
No, narrated by Patrick Stewart.
All 27 volumes.
There must be.
How many times did
something
they
in
say
here.
tomato in that book?
Okay. Yeah, you could, with your roll already, and for the low price of 600 euro bucks, get a, like a private showing copy. It's actually more like a brain dance. Like, you experience it through a viewer that was at the private session. It's considered to be one of the finest showings of Tristan and Isolde.
Nice.
Okay.
I will do that.
All right.
But your brain dance device isn't compatible with it. I'm sorry.
You'll have to rent mine.
Yeah, it's only 5,000 euro bucks.
I'm so mad I couldn't get my money back after killing all of them.
How did you not get your money back? Because I got my money back.
I didn't get my money back. I did kill all of them though.
Mm.
You don't realize how much equipment matters in that game until you don't have any.
It's mostly armor, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, having enough armor that someone can, like, a whole gang can go full auto on you and your health regen counteracts the bullets. It's like, I'm sick. All right, you got what you wanted. Anybody else got things to do before we go to the dramatic rooftop battle?
No?
Is my arm going to be a problem? My medical arm?
No.
Great.
I mean, you guys could get around this by finding alternative transport into the country. Although I guess it's a little late now that you've dropped your drop pieces into the drop box.
Yeah.
To get delivered.
Ship ourselves in a 40-foot container.
Well, it's also good not to exhaust all of our options in one trip because we might need Primo later.
It worked in
I also can fly planes now, so.
All you need is one plane. And also the ability to get in country without being tracked by air radar.
I could just find a tragic billionaire who wants his memory wiped, do that, and then buy Henley a plane.
Oh my God.
Seduce his wife.
I'm going to stick a ton of combat cyberware in you and then run Project Voodoo Protocol. Then I'm going to remove it all.
Yeah. Easy.
Try not to murder me during your sociopathic rampage.
I'm only doing the essential bits. I'm not giving him weapons.
Okay. Everything is a weapon when you're a cyber psycho, including yourself. Next step? Question mark?
Is there any way, like, I turn to Bishop and like, so the big day, huh?
Which big day?
Soon. You're going to have a very dramatic bow and arrow fight.
You know? Oh, that. Okay. Yeah, that'll be done quickly.
Did you want like any sort of evidence of no false doings in this gentleman's agreement?
I don't think that's necessary.
Are you sure you don't want like some sort of third-party witness or a video recording of the events or anything
I
like
mean,
that?
it'll be on the roof of Mr. Fierro's building on my part, so I imagine there'll be plenty of stuff up there to already record it. But also, it'd be nice. Do I know what building the other guy's going to be on or not?
No.
No. So it'd be nice to know I can get to him once it's over.
You have a need to retrieve his corpse?
Oh, not a need. It could just be useful.
Well, I mean, why don't you put some sort of tracking devices into the arrowheads?
Because that would ruin their aerodynamics.
Or how about this? Why don't you tell me which building he's on and I can make my way over there while you're fighting him, and after he's dead, retrieve his corpse?
I don't need a whole corpse. Just one hand is sufficient.
A hand? All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I think we have a plan then. Removing a hand isn't too much work.
So technically, you do need a hand, or you want a hand.
Oh, you're
right,
bringing
Pascal,
high.
yeah.
Just so Chad understands,
Yes.
Pascal is bringing a kilogram of high explosives, just in case.
Yes, I like the idea that this guy like throws our luggage out of a helicopter, and it like brushes against an oil drum and explodes.
C6 is well, C4 is very stable.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I said the oil drum is also on fire. You didn't hear that part.
It's on fire, and also it is a secondary detonator. I don't.
And the barrel.
Can
and
you
the barrel is
set C4 on fire?
You
I
can,
don't think it explodes if you do.
It does not explode, but you can set it on fire
Okay.
and cook over it.
First off, AP, everything burns.
Well, yes, even water. Yes.
the oil barrel was painted red, and there's a video game player nearby though.
I understand. We're using the physics engine now. Yep. Instead of reality.
Well, you know how most video games do it. You stick it on a wall, then you take a few steps back and you shoot it with a pistol. That's how it works. So, that's how my mama did it. That's how my dad did it, and god damn it, that's
And
how
if you
America
walk
did it.
slowly enough, you can get up to it and take it off the wall.
Only if you line up the camera correctly, so you get the prompts, and then you can do it.
Okay. Marcus,
Yes.
you arrived for your midnight duel.
Yeah, so I think that for the purposes of cinemaction, Marcus walks into the downstairs elevator, with a larger bag than usual, like one of those sort of almost like 5 foot long workout bags, or I sort of think you take hiking, for example.
Yeah.
A hockey bag.
Are we doing the Matrix aesthetics where your boots like squeaking on the polished floors? Like...
And then we cut to the elevator, reaching the top floor, and what's the music? Battle Without
Honor of Humanity. Yes, the Tokyo
from Kill
Hotel
Bill, yes.
from Kill Bill. Yep.
That's it. Yeah. So Marcus steps out of the elevator then, wearing Metal Gear
In slow motion, of
and
course.
in slow motion. Yes, and carrying this Eagle Tech bow, and goes to the center of the elevator.
I'm also imagining like the Sin City, like George Miller, whatever his name is, like the black, white, and red with like the comic panels, but video.
Oh yeah, that's it. So yeah, I mean, Metal Gear is like bulky. Like he's moving almost not robotically, but it's clearly not easy to move in armor either, as he makes his way to the center of the roof and starts looking around for any sign of where his assailant's coming from.
You hear a knock coming from the roof door.
You're both on the same roof.
I go to the door. No worries.
All right. The head of security is there with like a DHL messenger guy who has a essentially 1 meter cube cardboard package for you and says, "Are you Mr. Marcus Bishop?"
Yes.
Okay, can you sign here for this delivery?
I'd probably hold the pen in a fist because I can't actually like hold it properly with that.
Okay, good enough. Here you go. And the security guy gives you a look as he closes the door and relocks it from the inside.
I mean, what does a security guy do at Dante Fierro's establishment, right? Like, is it just like, okay, someone's dying today. I guess I look the other way. Like,
I mean, I've already cleared this. I've already told the building
Yes,
what's
with
going
that
on.
guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But they don't let. Remember that the only way to get up to the roof is through Dante's 55th floor, so they don't just let random people wander around up there.
Yeah.
Stephen, today I'm having a duel to the death on the roof of the Fierro building with a bow and arrow, so please don't disturb me.
Yeah. Can I get a parking spot allocated, please?
Can you validate my parking?
And I'm gonna need the conference room for this day. Whole day.
So what's in the box? What's in the
Okay.
box?
You open the box. Inside
In the
is
box.
inside is a human skull
Right here.
and a cell phone, which rings as soon as you open the box.
Okay. Very Matrix-like. This is a flip phone? Of course it's a flip phone.
Yes, it's a flip phone.
It's a Motorola Razr.
Okay, no worries. I'll flip it open and have a listen.
Okay.
It's one of the
hear,
ones you have to hold up
this is
sideways.
Bishop.
you hear a woman's voice. She definitely has a very strong South American accent, Portuguese, and she says, "Mr. Bishop, I understand
am I
you were
speaking?
supposed to meet with a friend tonight.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid I melted all the flesh off of his body."
Who is this?
This is Scarlet Vermilion, the last voice you're ever going to hear. And now, Mr. Bishop, I need you to die. So, Bishop, I need you to make a,
As the phone explodes. Ah!
I need you to make the combat awareness check.
No worries.
I love it, Arthur. You're so devious. What if he's right next to his head when the C4 goes
29.
off?
So, your senses kick into high gear at this point. Not that they aren't already, but you briefly see the outline of a toucan pass over the moon. And as you see it go, it begins to dip and move directly towards you. It appears that it is carrying a grenade in its mouth.
Okay.
And it is just let go of the handle.
How did a toucan pull the pin?
The pin, so you can pull the pin, put it in the toucan's mouth, and then the toucan lets it go and suicide dive bombs you, which is exactly what's happening.
Hope the toucan can make it there in the 5-second fuse.
Yes, it's dive bombing you.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
All right. So I mean, so it's already like the grenade, right? Though, so that like if the grenade
And the toucan, yeah, but they're both weapons.
Okay, no worries. Well, I'm not going to stand where I'm standing. I'm going to move out of the way first.
Of course, it's wise. Holistic path.
Yep. So once I'm clear of the grenade, I'll deal with the. So I'm just going to focus on getting away from where the grenade's going to land for the moment.
Okay.
Run towards it because it can't fly backwards.
Actually, it's a Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's enabled the strafe axe, so it just moves laterally. Oh, you're not going to make any attempt to shoot the bird down before it comes down?
Well, not, and I'm going to clear out of the way the grenade. Like, I mean, if I can move away, can I move away and shoot then, or
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll try that.
I wanted to give you an opportunity to get like a bow shot at some point. You put all this effort.
I've only got the bow anyway, so.
Yes, I know. This whole fight was based on the bow.
Arthur goes out of his way to make a really cool atmospheric boss battle, but then he kills him.
I killed that guy because you piss off the South Americans.
Oh, fumbled.
Oh no!
Oh no! You shoot yourself in the face.
It's a 3, so
No
nothing.
bird will kill me.
No.
If anyone's going to kill me, it's me. Bang.
Okay. Can you make a dodge escape roll real quick?
Yep, no worries.
All right.
Oh, Fable that too.
Oh no!
Oh my god, destroy. You go to shoot the bird, and in the process, your hand gets like the bow shot goes off. Are you left or right-handed primarily?
Right-handed.
Okay, the bow shot goes off. Whoosh. But in the process, like you snap it against your arm, and you're like, oh shit! Your attention is broken just for a moment, and you're trying to get away from the blast zone, and you don't. The grenade does not hit directly, but it does explode near enough that you are affected. Fortunately, you should be okay because you're wearing a metal gear, but let's find out.
I remember Metal Gear as being like 25 armor or some stupid shit like that, right?
I think that's a leg position
Go
9.
Yeah, so 1 point gets through.
Okay. You are going to need to make the save
Sounds
versus death. Yeah.
Oh my god, really?
You're good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the same
the chemical
weapon.
grenade.
Yep, it's a chemical grenade. Yep. So,
Coltan comes up on like the call screen. Biscuit.
Well, if you do remember, we did have a discussion earlier where I'd be like, "Hey, man, which building is this guy on? I'll go get him for you when he's dead." So I'm waiting downstairs.
so your armor gets etched, and the roof, it's like a good power cleaning, but it takes place over the course of 6 seconds.
Yep.
Right. There's a very clear indicator of where the explosion happened and where the it's like a heavy green gas
Outline of James on the ground like this.
I mean, at this point, it barely just tags your leg, essentially. Like, you get the edge of the cloud. The toucan slams beak first into the ground and dies instantly in its suicidal dive bomb. At that point, you hear a click on the phone as they hang up.
All right, no worries. I will gather my stuff up.
Sweet. Free phone and a free skull.
I will take the skull as well. Yeah. I mean, is there any?
Please note in your inventory you have one skull of Hawk the Archer.
What's the old meme? It's where the wizard says, "I need a human skull. Don't ask any questions," and the rogue pulls out 5 and says, "Don't ask any questions."
D&D, man, holy shit.
That's it. All right. Well, I guess I'll gather my stuff up and dejectedly head downstairs.
All right, so the security officer is just like, "That was very quick, Mr. Bishop."
Yeah, I know I said there wouldn't be some damage to the roof, but it wasn't actually. There was an explosive. Oh, it was explosive. There was someone else was involved in this, and there is some abrasive or some chemical damage on the roof. Nothing to compromise the building, obviously, but might be an idea to.
We'll have workmen
disinfect
up
it.
immediately before Mr. Fierro sees.
Yep.
We'll send
me
you
know if
the
there's a-
invoice.
Yeah, let me know if there's a cost.
Yeah, he looks at you flatly like, "Yes, there will be.
Yeah.
It will be a priority rush job."
23,000.
Like, you get the feeling he doesn't like you, right? Like,
Okay.
his job is to take care of the employee safety, and you're a contractor, so you are a security risk to him.
Also, he thinks you're really cool because you got to do a
No.
death battle on the building, and he
No.
didn't.
He doesn't think you're cool, but he does escort you back to the elevator.
He's
Well,
one
I'll go
of
back.
the,
I'll go to my office and get changed back in my regular clothes as well. Then. So.
Okay, you have a message waiting for you in your office.
Okay, I'll check the message.
It's from a fixer by the name of Grinder, indicating
Oh, that's a.
I know, Henley, shut up.
You have a message from Grinder on your phone. Oh, okay.
Henley.
I swipe left.
Indicating that a client is arriving in town soon and that they are specifically scouting you to lead a team. That there are rumors that you are good at corporate security and not on the best terms with Arasaka, and that they are interested in you meeting the client in 3 days on the 17th at a club known as the Coliseum.
So is this for like a side gig, or is this like a headhunter trying to poach?
It's not clear.
Okay. And how many days? Sorry?
I mean, so maybe it's a little bit more clear, right? Because it depends on whether you consider Pascal to be your exclusive fixer or not. If so, then yes, this is a poach for sure.
What I mean is I'm working for Dante Fiero.
Right. They're not hiring you as a contractor. They're hiring you as an edge runner.
Okay, no worries.
They want you for your nighttime job, not your daytime job.
All right, and how long until this is on?
17th.
Which is 7 days?
3 days.
3 days. Okay. All right. Well, I'll send back a message saying I'm not going to be in country in 3 days. I'll be returning in a week. If their client still wants to meet, then let me know. Otherwise, have a nice life.
He sends you a message back almost immediately saying that he'll get in contact with the client and negotiate on your behalf.
Okay. So
we'll be waiting in the nightclub for the entire time.
So the contact there was
Grindr.
Who was the fixer? Who was the person they wanted to meet with? Or
They're completely anonymous. They're not telling you ahead of time.
Okay, no worries.
Grinder.
Swiped right, man.
Beans. His client's name is Whole Beans.
Magical fruit.
Or Spices. His name is Spices, and he hired Grinder.
All right. Well, first, he runs a team. The first guy's name is Steel Cut Bagels. The second guy's name is Steel Cut Oats. They're not related, but are we just going with bad cereal names?
They both went to Steel Cut College.
Steel Cut. What was Dante's college? Cambridge Multiplex Ultraversity.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good place to wrap up. I'm
really disappointed you didn't get your fucking bow and arrow shot, man.
Don't worry, there will be more bow and arrow duels in the future, just not now. Yeah, no, that will be the side gig, right? So your coach will call you up and tell you there's 4 bow and arrow archery duels in the city, and once you've completed them all, you can go to the...
Every time that an archer walks by you on the street, you get a phone call just like, "Hey, an archer is near your position right now," and then you say, "I'm on it."
Oh, it's like a collection quest. Like, do I get a achievement for finding and killing all the archers?
You get one for the Skull of Hawk. The quest begins.
You have the rooftop.
Each archer you kill has a unique piece of the ultimate bow that you can build.
Some people say it's a better quest than the main storyline.
No, but it opens up that part of the map. It's the tower quest.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It's the Thieves Guild.
Ironically, I book dove to like make the most ridiculous bow and arrow combination, and it's actually like better than my assault rifle.
Outside of rate of fire, I guess.
I mean, you have to be a cyber armed. What are they called?
Borg. Well,
you have to be a Borg in order to use a crossbow.
That's the irony. So there's the two Eagle
you
Tech.
You have to be a Borg to use the crossbow.
There's the Tiger Cat and the Bear Cat longbows. All right, and so the Bear Cat requires you to have cyber arms, or else you got to test every time you shoot to see if you become fatigued. Whereas the Tiger Cat doesn't, but the damage is identical. The stats are identical. Just one has the extra fluff thing that if you use it, you wear yourself out without cyber arms. Yeah, but I also worked out that arrows, with the right arrows, they get armor piercing, and then rather than halving when they hit the flesh, they triple.
Yeah.
So
Adam Smasher has like the grapple hook hand, but it's in his chest, and it's a ballista.
Arthur, I would like to see the crossbow that can only be used if you're full Borg. Like it's literally just like a piece of steel
it's in
with like a quail fucking.
That's right. The Blackhand Sky to Street Weapons. That's where it's in.
50 cal crossbow.
I think it deals almost as much damage as a small railgun, which makes sense because it is technically a kind of railgun in a way, without the rail.
It's like the crossbow gun from Doom 2016.
I don't remember that gun.
Yeah, let's do some outros. NXP. Everybody gets 3 for today. Pascal, you're gonna get 4 for Street Deal. Bishop, you're gonna get 3 for Combat Sense, 1 for Archery, and 1 for Dodge Escape.
No, archery I use with a chip, so I shouldn't get any points for it.
I understand.
So how much for? Was 1 for Dodge Escape and how much for Combat Sense? Thank you.
So it's half episode. we're gonna lose James at the halfway break anyway, and I am really tired and also a little sick. So
this wasn't double time and a half for XP for us. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. I understand.
you do half the work and you went twice the credit.
I came in on
You
Christmas
are a
Day
contractor. What was it James said?
I feel like
overpay or overpromise, underdeliver.
yeah. I feel like people should start joining the eco server and trading like XP and games for doing work on the eco server. Like, I will mine this region for you.
Dude,
I want at
it's
least
like,
15 XP.
It's like the Roll20 version of like bringing snacks to the IRL table for extra XP.
Plus one sword of pizza gain for every pizza brought to the table. You get a plus one on the sword.
Pascal's level up this session.
It's part of going back to the old country.
Okay.
Your father was even like, yeah, you're now my favorite child.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I
It sounds like you forgot it and I didn't.
exactly, yes. So I don't get I won't get the bonus level until after this mission's over.
No, you have it now.
Oh, okay,
we're
cool.
explaining how you've reached it, right? Like you're achieving a new level of prominence as you return to the old country and perhaps make connections that will allow you to one day inherit the family business or even surpass it.
Cool.
Or fuck up really badly.
Oh yeah,
Roll them ones.
It's not like you could roll 2 ones in a row, right?
So it's like the was it the old mage system where whenever you wanted to raise your most expensive XP stat, which was Erite, you had to like spend the XP and then go and do like a vision quest to actually get it. And if you failed the quest, you still lost the XP but you didn't get the increase.
That's
the old
brutal.
Far Cry drug trip mission. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about things. And the things we're talking about is Glimo's outro.
Hey, I'm Glimo. Had fun tonight.
Hi, Glimo.
And I will be back next Wednesday for more Cyberpunk. And that's about all that I got going on right now.
Okay, Drumurboy, what do you got?
I'm Drumurboy. I make music, put it on the internet. You can go find it at Spotify. Search Drumurboy on Spotify, DRUMURBOY, and give me a follow. So I'm trying to reach 500. Well, almost there. I'm 100 off, about. Keep an eye on Kinky Friday's Twitter for a new trailer with music that I wrote for it.
Sweet guitar licks.
Yeah, guitar licks and choir. Other than that, I'm just working away on stuff. Kicking around the idea of maybe doing a stream when I can get camera stuff set up. Because now that I have a new interface, I can send sound out from my computer to my external gear, so I can do like a little synthy ambient live thing with some drums and pads and whatever behind it. Kicking around the idea. Yeah.
Now is the time to do Twitch live stream DJing.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Especially ambient stuff, because that stuff I can just like do a half-hour set and then chop that up into songs and put it on Spotify and Pretzel and make some bank off it. Also, if you don't know what Pretzel is and you're a streamer, you should look up Pretzel Rocks. It rocks.
It does.
That's it. That's me.
Henley.
Hi, my name is Henley, aka Dave, aka the Dangerous Amigo. You can find my cool adult toys over at Kinky Fridays on Twitter. We just released a new store page on Steam for our upcoming Pokemon Snap like game. Very original. Never been done before. Do not steal. You can go wishlist that and follow all that. We will also have another game coming out very soon, which is a Binding of Isaac clone. And once again, original game concept. Do not steal. And that'll be coming up very soon as well.
Just say patent pending every time you say something.
Yeah. Yeah, patent pending. I work in the patent office. I decide when patents go live. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I'm just stupid busy, you know? Like it's just stupid busy. Go follow my stuff. Thanks. Cheers.
James.
Hello, I'm Grimdarkjames. I am very unlucky. Not only did I lose a game of 40k yesterday, only taking out a single model of my opponent's army, but today 66.6, repeating of course, percent of my rolls were fumbles. So I need to go away and pray to some different gods or smoke some different parody, I don't know, to improve my luck. But otherwise, I had fun today. You can find me on Arthur's Discord channel or back here on Saturday with Dave and Arthur and others for some Rogue Trader action.
You got that steel cut Australian peyote?
I don't even know what steel cut means. I've seen it when I've on menus in the US. I guess it just means what, cut with a knife. I don't know.
Steel cut means like the type of it's a body smell that men use.
No.
That also contains beard hair. That's how you know it's good.
If there's not a strain of weed called steel cut, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Oats used to be smashed, flattened, but with steel cutting, it's literally just machine chopping them up.
There's rolled oats and steel cut oats.
Yes.
You know how you take a piece of alfoil and you squish it so hard, then you rub it against something, it basically becomes metal again? Yeah, that's what steel cut is. So. And then you put it in your mouth.
Make sure you have fillings so they touch. You get a little shock.
Mm-hmm. Good old
Unless you're younger than that, because fillings aren't made of the same conductive material anymore.
I don't know what to say. Oh, these outros went places, friends. Thank you for joining us. Sorry that it's a half night, and we're good for next week.
Yep.
Next week,
Yeah.
The gang destroys the Philippines.
Or what's left of it.
Part 1. What do you mean what's left of it? The Philippines is a massive country.
Didn't
most of the planet get glassed, though?
No, just the
No.
Middle East.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole chapter in the Pacific Rim book about New Philippines.
You know how long it's been since I've read the extras of Cyberpunk?
I don't know that I'm going to
Fucking
stick strictly to
years.
that canon. Glimo,
In
I'm
any
sorry,
case,
but
there won't be much of it left when we get
you
done.
know,
So
it's there. Use it
Yep.
if you want it, and if you don't, then that's fine too.
I'll do
I
that
just-
thing the Mandalorian does where I pick the best parts out and I leave all the Thrawn bullshit to somebody else.
I mean, he likes art. He has blue skin.
He's
Why
a
can't you put him
racist.
in? Why can't you put him in? He has blue skin.
He's
It's
a
fine.
racist.
He's got blue.
His
blue skin.
entire go-to thing is, well, this species produces art the following way, therefore I will determine military strategy based on that. Is
And it
it
will win.
is it
100% success
true?
rate.
Is he just coming
Best
up with
villain.
good military strategies, or does he really read their art like that? Either way, he's still a huge why would you even say that? Like, yes, I determine battle strategy based on looking at their art.
I don't know if it's because AP is like telling me about this, but I see Thrawn as the most bullshit anime character.
He is.
I would like to see the pranked episode where they prank Thrawn by like giving him some art and say it's from this race, and then he like makes a military strategy to beat them, and then he still wins, but then there's like, ha, bitch, it was for a different race altogether.
Dude, it's the GameStop stonks, but Star Wars.
No, look, Thrawn did have a couple of actual really good strategies.
Sorry, I need to bow.
Yep.
Guys.
All right. We'll talk about Thrawn at the beginning of the next episode. Have a good night, guys.
Later.
Take care.